Can Samsung's new Galaxy product make a run at the iPhone? The answer is maybe. More interestingly, can Samsung make a run at Apple? There's some evidence that they want to. They're now hiring non-Korean engineers as well. Scott Austin, Wall Street Journal, with the story. Thank you, Scott, for being here.
Sure.
Now, I guess let's break this up. First, my disclaimer. My wife works at Google, which provides the Android operating system, which is
for most of Samsung's
phones.
Right,
it's for the Samsung phone. They got a new phone coming out. Talk about the new phone.
As we speak, they're unveiling it in London.
As we speak,
right now.
Right now, it is. It's what is it? It's 7 o'clock at night.
The bloggers are going crazy right now. Yeah, this has been much anticipated. It's the Galaxy S3 phone, and it's I think Samsung's best-selling model. But it's coming out today. It. You know, every few months, there's always a new phone that everyone says, could this take on the iPhone? Now, Samsung really dominates the market in terms of selling the most phones. Its whole strategy right now is to sell as many phones as it can. So it has dozens of models. It sells many of them for under $150, so cheaper than the iPhone. This model, though, is supposed to match in terms of the processor speed. It's got a lot of pretty cool features that might appeal to people that would buy a premium phone.
How's the battery life? You know, because I got an iPhone. I don't like the battery life on
I don't think the battery life on most phones is
there. Is
there.
that
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be a couple of years probably before we see something. But yeah, this is part of really Samsung's strategy to try to challenge in the high-end market where Apple really is. So Samsung, while it ships more phones than Apple overall, Apple is really just kind of dominating that market.
Now let's turn to Samsung, the company, because they recognize that it's hard to compete with Apple if all you're competing with is product. A lot of these products are made by people, and they've been hiring actually Indian engineers. I don't know whether they're hiring them in Korea or whether they're just opening offices.
They do have
in
two R&D facilities, but mainly they're bringing them here. So it's not just India, but India is a heavy influence on the software side.
Right.
So Samsung is a largely a hardware-oriented company, very insular company. They build everything themselves, mostly Koreans. And now just a recent push is to bring as many Indian and foreign-born engineers as they can, and it's trying to develop their software like Apple does to really build phones that people want to buy, and maybe even get off the reliance of Google. Most of their phones are powered by Google.
Right.
Google, of course, is buying Motorola.
Right.
There's a little bit of caution
I'm with
there.
you on that. Okay, final question.
Yeah.
There are two elements to selling a successful phone. The first is the consumers, probably the most important, and the second is getting the carriers on board. What is Samsung doing to differentiate itself from the iPhone and getting the carriers on board?
It has. I mean, the previous model, the Galaxy S, was with all 4 carriers, actually, including T-Mobile. I think the iPhone is only Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon. So it does have a broad carrier strategy. We don't know if that's going to stay with this Galaxy 3S, which is due out in the summertime here in the U.S.
Okay, so they're doing it first in Europe and
but
then
they
the
are
US.
trying to give it to as many carriers as possible.
We got to run. Scott Austin, thank you very much for being here.